Hi, welcome once more to Mr. Max. In this lesson, we are going to revise from September 2022 Eastern Cape Province questions. Okay, September 2022 Eastern Cape, that is sequence and series. That is question number 2 and 3. Okay, so listen very carefully. So make sure that you have a question paper, a hard copy of your question paper. So it's easy for you to understand. Okay, you can read the question and try to listen. Okay. So either you can download from Eastern Cape their Department of Education website, or in our app also I provide a link there at the bottom. Okay, so you can download from there also. Okay, so anyway, listen very carefully. Let's start question number 2. An arithmetic series has a common difference of 4. So we are talking about an arithmetic sequence. Okay, a series. Yeah, we are talking about the arithmetic series, and what is the common difference there? Common difference is directly given as 4. Okay, now 3x minus 1 and 2x plus 8 are the fourth and seventh terms of the series respectively. So what is the fourth term? It is also given that the fourth term is 3x minus 1, and what is the seventh term? T7 is equal to 2x plus 8. So the fourth term and the seventh term of this series is 3x minus 1 and 2x plus 8. You understand? Now what is the first question? 2.1.1. Question number 2.1.1. What is that question? Determine the value of x. So based on this condition, you have to find what is the value of x, what is the number there. Okay, so the numerical value of x, that is the question. Okay, so how can you answer this one, guys? It is given that this one is an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so in an arithmetic sequence, how can you find the fourth term? In an arithmetic sequence, how can you write generally the fourth term? Those who watched that lesson when I taught this one, so those who didn't watch that lesson classes, you have to watch that one. Okay, so here I am not going to explain how do you get that one. Okay, so those who wants to know how do you get that formula, try to watch that lesson. Okay, so anyway, fourth term, how can you find the generally how can you write? This is arithmetic sequence, so a plus fourth term, so 1 less than this number, 3d. So a plus 3d, that is the fourth term we can represent. Okay, in the case of arithmetic sequence, don't forget that. Okay, so seventh term, how can you represent generally? A plus 1 less than this 7, that is 6d. You understand? So this fourth term means a plus 3d, and seventh term means a plus 6d. So here a plus, this is the fourth term, so it is a plus 3d is equal to 3x minus 1. Okay, and seventh term, that is a plus 1 less than this 7, 6d, that is 2x plus 8. You understand? Okay, now we have to simplify this one, guys. Okay, so here how can we simplify this one? Now what I'm going to do is, let me call this as equation number 1 and this one as equation number 2. Okay, so equation number 2 minus equation number 1. So look at what is going to happen. We have to, when we subtract two equation, we have to subtract term by term. A minus a is what? Before we subtract that one, maybe we can we know what is the okay, fine, we can, after this we can substitute. Okay, so subtraction means we have to subtract term by term. So a minus a is 0, so that one is gone. Okay, 6d minus 3d, like term, 6d minus 3d, 6 minus 3 is 3, so it is 3d is equal to 2x minus 3x, like term, 2x minus 3x, 2 minus 3 is minus 1, minus 1x. Minus 1x means minus x, minus 1x, sorry, minus 1 times x, that is a minus x, okay, minus x. 8 minus, there you must be careful, 8 minus minus 1. Can you see that this minus is this one? Then what is equation number 1? Minus 1. So what is 8 minus minus 1? That is 9. Okay, so we have 3d is equal to minus x plus 9. Now look at the question once more. We know what is the value of d, that is 4. So here we can substitute the value of d as 4. So it is 3 times 4 is equal to minus x plus 9. What is 3 times 4? 12 is equal to minus x plus 9. So now take this minus x to this side and this 12 to the other side. Minus x on the other side, it is positive x. 12 on the other side, 9 is already there. This 12 on the other side, it is minus 12. So x is equal to, what is 9 minus 12? Minus 3. So it means that the value of x is minus 3. Do you understand? Okay. So that is question number 2.1.1. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, 2.1.2. So don't forget that the value of x is minus 3. Let's move to the next question, 2.1.2. 2.1.2. What is that question? The first term of the, calculate the first term of the series. So in this question you have to find the first term of the series. That means the value of a. So how can you find that one, guys? Here what is T4? T4 is 3x minus 1. Am I right? It is given like that. T4 is 3x minus 1. And T4, how can you write generally? I already told you previous question. A plus 4, 1 less than that 4, 3d. And that is 3x minus 1. Am I right? So now a first term we have to find. A stands for the first term. That is the question. We have to find the first term. Okay. So 3 into, what is d? Common difference. What is d given us? 4. Okay. Is equal to 3x. Now we know what is the value of x. It is minus 3. Then minus 1. So a plus 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. Then minus 1. So what is a from here? We can take this 12 to the other side. Am I right? So it is minus 12. So minus 9 minus 1 minus 12. So a is equal to minus 10 minus 22. So the value of a is minus 22. So now we know one more thing. Value of a, first term is minus 22. You understand? Okay. So that is question number 2.1.2. Now let's move to the next question, 2.1.2a. Okay. Now we can move to 2.1.2b. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, 2.1.2b. What is that question? Sum of the first 42 terms of the series. You have to find the sum of the first 42 terms. Okay, so don't forget that this is an arithmetic series. Am I right? So if it is an arithmetic series, what is the formula to find the sum of the terms? Sn. You have to by heart that formula, n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Am I right? This is the formula that you have to by heart. Okay, so here in this question we have to find the sum of the first 42 terms. Am I right? Okay, sum of the first 42 terms. So in this question we have to find the sum of the first 42 terms. So it is S42. We have to substitute the value of n as 42. So it is n by 2, 42 by 2 into 2 into a. We got the value of a there, first term, minus 22, plus n minus 1. What is n? We have to find the sum of 42 terms. So 42 minus 1 into d. What is common difference? It is 4. So S42 is equal to 42 by 2 is 21. 2 times minus 22, you can check in your calculator, minus 44 plus 42 minus 1 is 41 times 4. So now you don't want to do much step, you can take your calculator and try to find the answer of this one. Okay, so in your calculator, 21 times minus 44, 2520. So in your calculator you will get the answer as 2520. That means the sum of the first 42 terms is 2520. Okay, so that is question number 2.1.2. now let's move to the next question, 2.2. okay, now let's move to the next question, question number 2.2. 2.2, what is that question? The sum of the the first term of a quadratic number pattern is 61. What is that one? The first term of a quadratic number pattern. Don't forget that this is a quadratic number pattern. That means we can find the second difference, that type of. Okay, so first term is 61. Then second term, third term, fourth term is going like that. Okay, then you can find, again you can find two numbers here, then there is a common difference here, there is a common difference here. Am I right? The quadratic number pattern is going like that. Okay, then first term is given as 61. Now look at that question there. 2k minus 4k tk is equal to 4k minus 26 forms the first difference of the quadratic number pattern. Okay, first difference of the forms the first difference of the, this is the first difference. Am I right? Okay, and there is a general equation given like this, tk is equal to 4k minus 26. This one forms the first difference. This is the first difference. Do you understand? So first difference, first term, how can I find then? I have to substitute the value of k as 1, t1. You understand? So it is 4 into 1, 4 minus 26. So to find t1, 4 times 1 minus 26. So it is minus 22. So it means that here the first term is minus 22. To find the second term, what must I do? T2, because it is given in the question that this one forms the first difference. Okay, so to find t2, 4 into 2, k value 2 minus 26. So it is 8 minus 26. So it is minus 18. So the second term is minus 18. To find the third term, similarly, you have to substitute the value of k as 3. So minus 26. So what is answer? 12. 12 minus 26. 16. 14 minus 14. Okay, so the third term is minus 14. Can you see that? Okay, now what is the, okay, of course you can find the second difference. Do you want that one? Okay, anyway, let's see. What is the first question? 2.2.1. Look at that question. Then if we want that second difference, we can find. Okay, so 2.2.1, what is the question there? Write down the second and the third terms of the quadratic number pattern. So here you have to find what is the second term and the third term of this quadratic number pattern, not this one, not the first difference, second and third term. Okay, quadratic number pattern is this one. What is the second term and the third term? So how can you find? You know how to find. This is the difference. Okay, so 61 minus 22, that is this one. Am I right? Okay, so in your calculator check what is 61 minus 22, 39. So here second term is 39. Then how can I find the third term? 39 minus 18. So 39 minus 18, that is 21. So it means that second term is 39 and the third term is 21. You understand? Okay, so that is question number 2.2.1. Now let's move to the next question, 2.2.2. Now let's move to the next question, 2.2.2. Question number 2.2.2. If the nth term of the quadratic number pattern is given by, so in this question we don't want to find the nth term, it is directly given. Okay, what is the nth term given? Tn is equal to 2n square minus 28n plus 87. So the nth term is directly given, Tn is equal to 2n square minus 28n plus 87. Now what is the question? Calculate the value of the smallest term. So in this sequence, what is the value of the smallest term? Do you understand? Okay, so this question is a little bit tricky question. So in calculus, okay, so those who didn't study calculus at you can't do this question. Okay, you have to know a little bit calculus section. Okay, then only you can do this type of questions. Okay, anyway, so those who are practicing first term, okay, so just skip this one. Okay, so this question we can come back after you study calculus section. Okay, so I'm going to explain this one for those who already know calculus, okay, or those who already studied calculus. Okay, so what is this question? Look at the question. Calculate the value of the smallest term. You have to find the smallest term. So in calculus, application of calculus, you studied to find the maximum or minimum. Minimum means small. Okay, to find the maximum or minimum, what you are supposed to do? You have to find the first difference and first derivative, and not first difference, sorry, first derivative, and that first derivative is equal to 0. Am I right, guys? Okay, what I said, to find the maximum or minimum or big or small, okay, what you are supposed to do? You have to find the derivative and first derivative, and that derivative is equal to 0. That is a method to find the maximum and minimum. So minimum means that's the same as smallest. Okay, so here question is to calculate the value of the smallest term. So first of all, I have to find what is the derivative of this expression, Tn dash, first derivative. Okay, so how can I find? I hope you know this one. 2 times 2, 4, n, 1 less than this 2, that is 1. Okay, so 4 n raised to 1 is the same as n. Am I right? Okay, there is no need to write that one there. Minus 28n, what is the derivative? Minus 28. I'm not going much detail on that one. Okay, so those who want to know more about this one, watch calculus section. Okay, then 87, constant number, what is the derivative? 0. So that's all. So what is the first derivative? Tn dash is equal to 4n minus 28. Okay, so smallest, to find the smallest, what you can do, what you are supposed to do? Tn dash is equal to 0. That is a condition to find the big or small, both the same thing. Okay, Tn dash is equal to 0. Okay, so here what is Tn dash? 4n minus 28, that is equal to 0. Am I right? Condition for a smallest, Tn dash is equal to 0, or first derivative is equal to 0. So what is the first derivative? 4n minus 28. So 4n minus 28 is equal to 0. So what is 4n? Minus 28 on the other side, it is 28. So n is equal to, divide both sides with 2. I mean 4. 28 divided by 4, that is 7. So it means that when n is equal to 7, on the 7th term, you will get the smallest value. Do you understand? Okay. So which one is the 7th term? What is the value of the 7th term? Now we have to find that one. Okay, so for that, look at this one. We have an expression for Tn. Am I right? And here we got when n is equal to when n is equal to 7 gives you the smallest value of that series. Okay, so here to find that smallest value, what you have to do, you have to substitute the value of n as 7. Therefore t7 is equal to 2 into n square, so it is 7 square minus 28 into 7 plus 87. So t7 is equal to, check in your calculator, what is the answer? Minus 11. So minus 11. So it means that minus 11 is the smallest value in that series. In this series or sequence, the smallest value is minus 11. Do you understand? Okay, so that is a question. So try to understand, this is an integration of calculus section. Okay, so calculus you studied maximum or minimum, first derivative is equal to 0. So here the first derivative of this one, that is 4n minus 28, and that one is equal to 0, condition for minimum and maximum. Okay, so smallest means minimum. Okay, so from there we got 7th term is the smallest term in this series. The 7, this is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term, 7th term, and the 7th term is the smallest term. So now we have to know what is that 7th term, that is a question. Okay, so to find that 7th term in this expression, we have to substitute the value of n as 7, and we got minus 11. So it means that in that series, that quadratic series, the smallest term is minus 11. You understand? Okay, okay, now let's move to the next question, 2.2.3. question number 2.2.3. question number 2.2.3. what is that question? A constant k is added to Tn such that all the terms of the quadratic number pattern become positive. Determine the value of k. So what they are saying? In that quadratic number pattern, what is the quadratic number pattern? 61, 39, 21, etc, 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 and we know that the smallest value is minus 11. Am I right? Okay, the smallest value in this sequence is minus 11. Okay, and now what they are saying, a constant k is added, look at that question, added to Tn such that, don't confuse that, Tn is equal to 2n square minus 28n plus 87. So it is written that it is added to Tn, so this k is plus k like this. Okay, you can think like that also. Okay, that is also fine. So here look at that sentence once more. A constant k is added to Tn such that all the terms of the quadratic number pattern become positive. Okay, so all the terms of the quadratic number pattern become positive. So here you can see that 61, 39, 21, etc, etc, this minus 11 is the smallest term in this pattern. Am I right? Previous question we got that one. Okay, minus 11 is the smallest number in this pattern. So what they want, all the terms in this quadratic pattern is positive. So this minus 11 also must be positive. This is the smallest one. Okay, so how can that minus 11 to positive? The number, that minus 11 plus k. So this one I have to get this one as positive, greater than 0. Do you understand? Okay, the smallest series in this the smallest number in this series is minus 11. Previous question we got. Okay, and now this question they are asking you, we have to add a k, a constant number k, a number you have to add to this one. Okay, so that all the terms in this series is positive. You understand? So what is the value of k you have to add? So what is the smallest number? Minus 11. So this smallest number to be positive, what must we add? Minus 11 plus k is positive. Greater than 0 means positive. So it means that the k value must be, take this minus 11 to this side. So it is positive 11. That means the k value must be greater than 11. So if we add a k value greater than 11, all the terms are positive. Do you understand? Okay. So here yeah, so k must be greater than 11. That is the answer. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Question number 3. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 3. Question number 3. What is that question? Given p is equal to 0. P is equal to 0.7 dot like this. So what is the meaning of that? That 7 is recurring. That means 0.77777 etc. Am I right? Okay. So that is P. It is given that 0.7777 is a P. Okay. Now what is the first question? 3.1.1. Question number 3.1.1. What is that question? Write down P as a geometric series. You have to write that P 0.77777 as a geometric series. So how can you write that one, guys? So here this is P 0.777. Okay. So what I'm going to do is look at this one, 0.7, then 0.07. If I add that to what I'm getting, 7 plus 0 is 7, 0 plus 0, 0.77 I got. Okay. Then if I add one more term, 0.007, if I add this one, 7 plus 0 is 7, 7 plus 0 plus 0 is 7.0. So I am getting 0.777. You understand? So if I add one more term, 0.0007. So now if I add this one, 7 plus 0 plus 0 is 7, 7 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 7.0. Can you see that? So if I continue this one like this, okay, if I continue this one like this, then I am getting this one. Am I right? 0.7777. Okay. So that P, I can write it like this as a series, 0.7 plus 0.07 plus 0.007 plus 0.0007 plus etc. So if I add all of this one, I am getting 0.777 like what I showed you here. Okay. So now is that one is a geometry series? Of course that one is a geometry series, because if it is a geometry series, you can find a common ratio. Am I right? Okay. Let's check am I getting a common ratio here? Anyway, what is the first term? 0.7. Am I right? First term is 0.7. Okay. Then am I getting a common ratio here? Let's check 0.07 second term divided by first term. So it is 0.7. So check in your calculator, what is answer? 0.07 divided by 0.7. So 0.1. So here it is 0.1. That means second term divided by first term. Okay. Similarly, third term divided by second term. That one also you can check. What is the third term? 0.007 divided by second term, 0.07. There also you can check in your calculator. You will get the answer as 0.1. That means we are getting a common ratio. Okay. So this one is a geometric series. Okay. Now what is our question? 3.1.2. Question number 3.1.2. What is the question? Represent the series in sigma notation. So now this question is to write the answer in sigma notation. So to write the answer something in sigma notation, what you here it is supposed to be Tn. Am I right? Here we are supposed to write a Tn. Okay. So here there is no limit here, it up to infinity. Okay. So here P is equal to, or we can write yeah, P, that is a sum. P is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity, first term to infinity, P value. Okay, n is equal to 1 to infinity, then Tn. Am I right? Here we are supposed to write Tn, and Tn is what? This is a geometric series. So geometric series or a sequence, what is Tn? A into r raised to n minus 1. Am I right? So P is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity, because it's a infinite series. Okay, Tn, A into, what is A? 0.7 into r, what is r? 0.1 raised to n minus 1, and that is the sigma notation. Sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity, 0.7 into 0.1 raised to n minus 1. So that is the sigma notation. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next question, 3.1.3. Okay, now let's move to the next question, 3.1.3. What is that question? Determine the sum to infinity of the geometry series as a proper fraction. Sum to infinity of this geometry series. Okay, so here S sum to infinity means S infinity. Okay, what is the formula? A divided by 1 minus R. This formula you have to remember. Okay, and here what is the value of A? 0.7 divided by 1 minus R. What is R? 0.1. So here 0.7 divided by 1 minus 0.1, that is 0.9. Am I right? So now we can't leave it like this, we have to write in a proper fraction. That is the question. Am I right? Okay, so here both the numerator and the denominator I am going to multiply with 10, just to write it as a proper fraction. Okay, so if both the numerator denominator if I multiply, there is no change. Okay, so 0.7 times 10, that is 7. 0.9 times 10, 9, that is 9. So what is the answer? 7 over 9. Okay, so sum to infinity of the series is 7 over 9. Okay, now let's move to the next question, 3.2. Question number 3.2. What is that question? In a geometry series, the sum of the 9th and the 10th terms is 6 times the 8th term. What is that? In a geometric series, the sum of the 9th and the 10th term is sum of the 9th and 10th term, and that one is 6 times the 8th term. 6 times the 8th term, T8. You understand? Sum of the 9th and the 10th term is 6 times the 8th term. Okay, in a geometry series. Okay, so in a geometry series, how can you find the 6th, 9th term and 10th term? Okay, let's see what we have to find. Then after that, determine the value of R, the common ratio of the sequence. Okay, so in this question we have to find the value of R. This is, there is no connection, this is another question, eh? So not this R. Okay, okay, so here we have to find the value of R. Okay, and find the value of R, the common ratio of the sequence. So it is given that this one is a geometry series. So if it is a geometric sequence, how can you find, how can you generally write, for example, T5, how can you generally write in a geometry sequence series? A into R raised to, when it is 5 here, it is 4, A R raised to 4, that is the 5th term. in a geometry series. Okay, this is how you can generally represent. T6 a into r raised to 1 less than this, that is 5. Okay, so those who want to know more about how do you get this like this, that one you have to watch that lesson videos. There I explain clearly how can we write like this. Okay, so T50, if somebody wants to find a 50th term, how can you write generally? A into r raised to 1 less than this 50, that is 49. Do you understand? Okay, so similarly T9 geometry series, so it is a into r raised to 1 less than this 9, that is 8. Am I right? Okay, plus 10th term, so a into r raised to 1 less than 10, that is 9, is equal to 6 into 8th term, that is a into r raised to 1 less than 8, that is 7. You understand? Okay, so now from these two terms, is it not a common factor? A r raised to 8 also common factor. Am I right? A r raised to 8 common factor. So I took all of this one. So remaining is 1 here. A r raised to 9. I took a r raised to 8 as common factor. So there is one more r there. Am I right? R raised to 8 into r is r raised to 9. Okay. A into r, this a. Okay. So that is equal to 6 into a r raised to 7. Now this one is look at this one. This is multiplication. Bracket stands for multiplication. Am I right? So if I want to take that a r raised to 8 to the other side, what must I do? Multiplication on this side. So the other side it is division. Am I right? So what I am saying is that this one a r raised to 8. Okay. So if I want to take to the right side, I am supposed to divide. Okay, so here if I take this one to this side, it is division here on the denominator. So what is remaining? 1 plus r is equal to 6a r raised to 7 divided by this one a r raised to 8. Okay, so here a cancel, r raised to 7, and we can cancel 7r, so only r left there. Am I right? Okay, so now that is 1 plus r is equal to numerator only 6, denominator only 1 r, r raised to 7, r raised to 8, so 1 r left there, so divide by r, cross multiply like this. Okay, so it is r into 1 plus r is equal to 6. So if I expand this one, r into 1 is r plus r into r is r square. Take this 6 to this side, so minus 6 is equal to 0. Am I right? Okay, so here let me write it in order. R squared, then plus r, then minus 6 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. Am I right? So we have to factorize. R is equal to 0. What are the factors? Product minus 6, sum 3. So it is plus 3 minus 2. Am I right? 3 times 2 minus 2 is minus 6. 3 plus minus 2 is positive 1. I hope you know how to factorize. Okay, so here also I didn't explain that one. If you want to know how to factorize, there, that one also I explained there in the algebra section. Okay, so please watch that one. Okay, so 3 times minus 2 minus 6. 3 plus minus 2 is positive 1. So it's fine. So it means that either r plus 3 is equal to 0. So what is r? Minus 3. Take this 3 to the other side. So it is minus 3. Or r minus 2 is equal to 0. So what is r? Take this minus 2 to the other side. So it is positive 2. So we got two values of r. So look at that question. Determine the values of r. So it means that they know that there are two values. So what are the values? R is equal to minus 3 and r is equal to positive 2. Okay. So guys, that is September 2022 Eastern Cape sequence and series. So I hope you got some each and every question when we are practicing that one, there is a separate different question, a different idea you will get. Okay, that is why I am keep on saying that you have to practice maximum questions, maximum different provinces, different past year question paper, November, September, February, March. Okay, all those questions you have to do. Each and every question you will get a new ideas. Okay, so after you practice all those type of questions, when you have a question like this, you almost have all the ideas. Okay, when it comes like this is how we can do. Okay, so guys, once more, thank you for watching. Keep on watching, practice maximum number of questions. Okay, see you on the next lesson. Thank you. Bye.